But who better than me?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to more Base Talks. As always, please like and subscribe, share with a friend, a colleague, a relative, an associate, an enemy, any and all in between. It's appreciated. I got the opportunity to catch up with Matchroom Boxing CEO Frank Smith last night. It was a pleasure to chat to Frank again. Every time I talk to Frank, I've always had a good rapport. We've always had good banter off camera, and yeah, I won't say too much more. I tried to keep my questions a little bit varied and different from probably what other people would have been speaking about. I don't get a chance to speak to him all the time, so you know, there's a lot of things that maybe by the time I would want to speak to him, it's probably a bit old news, and it's, you know, it doesn't really feel feasible to do so. But yeah, look, please have another watch, have a listen. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll catch you on the other side. This is Base the Kid, the hardcore casual, delighted to once again be joined by Matchroom Boxing CEO Frank Smith. Frank, how are you?
I'm very good, mate. How are you?
I'm well. I am actually, and I'm. You know, people say that and they don't mean it. At this point in time, I'm actually well. So now, look, we are at Liam Davis versus Shabazz Massoud, a fight night. Before we talk about that fight, because I know that's the reason you're here, I just want to go back to last weekend. We had, you know, a very good fight between Jack Carroll and Regis Prograis. There's been a lot of talk about the wideness of the scorecards in that fight. Now, no one has disputed that Jack won the fight, but they do feel that those scorecards were very, very partial to Jack. Just quick comment from you about that.
Yeah, look, they were sort of a various neutral panel of judges, obviously from various territories. I think I can't remember what the scorecards were off the top of my head. I do think when scorecards are wide, the right man won in Jack Castro, but I do think when scorecards are wide, they should be looked at. You know, it's the same with the Dimitri Bivol-Artur Beterbiev fight. You know, I think it's hard to argue that was a robbery, but the scorecard 116, 112 in that fight was a robbery, was madness. So I think more needs to be done around scorecards. Even if the right person wins, they should still be looked into to understand why people have scored them that way.
No, thank you. I definitely agree with that. Right, so we are here. Obviously, Liam Davis, I guess, is the big favourite. He is the Queensbury fighter. This is a Queensbury card. Matchroom and Queensbury seem to be doing a lot of good business with each other, but the rivalry is still as strong as ever?
Look, we want to win. Of course we want to win, but the relationship is good that we can make fights. So rivalry is always going to be there. We're two competing businesses, but the relationship is good where we can sit down and we make fights and we get on. You know, and that's great for the sport. That's great for British boxing. Long may it continue. And it's just great to see.
Can I ask one thing regarding the new relationship between yourselves and obviously Riyadh season and bringing it all together? Is there any kind of, for lack of a better phrase, like unwritten agreements about maybe who will take care of what territory, or will take care of this weight division, you guys take that one? Is there anything like that kind of going on at the moment?
No, not at all. We're going to do what we do with our business. They're going to do what they do. We're always going to be competitors. You know, like we had a purse bid the other week for Kieran Conway against Brad Ports. You know, that was a purse bid where we both went in for that. You know, so it's not... There will always remain the element of running our own businesses, but if we can make good deals and do good business, then we will.
One thing I think a lot of people have picked up, especially about Queensbury of late, that Frank Warren seems to have that heavyweight division on lock. From domestic, a bit of international, he's got the up-and-comers, he's got the stalwarts, he's got people at the top. Matchroom seems to have fallen behind a bit in the heavyweight rankings in terms of those fighters. Now, Anthony Joshua has always been the marquee guy, the big star, and the number one priority. Has there been any slippage from Matchroom in terms of some of the heavyweights that have been let go in the past, maybe that, you know, obviously now having a bit of a resurgence? The people like Joseph Parker, Martin Bacoli, etc.
Yeah, look, we promoted all these guys, you know, Filip Hrgovic, Martin Bacoli, you mentioned there, Joseph Parker, we promoted, you know, like we've promoted all these guys and we've had fights with them and done things, but, you know, at the time, we didn't want loads of fighters with loads of obligations, and then Riyadh season came along, and in the last 12 months there's been a lot of heavyweight fights in there. You know, it doesn't mean that we're not going to invest in heavyweight boxing. It just meant at the time we were looking at other opportunities. You know, so you know, we got a load of fighters across weight divisions globally, but Frank's obviously got a tremendous stable in the heavyweight division for sure.
Have you got any plans on any maybe up and coming heavyweights, some new fresh blood, or even some possible contenders? Is there anyone on the horizon?
Yep, coming soon.
Okay. So moving away from that, I want to talk quickly about the Boots Ennis card taking place on the 9th. Obviously, him and Bam Rodriguez, brilliant partnership. I think a lot of people were not enthused necessarily about the Boots fight. Understandably, it's a rematch that he dominated the first time around. But the Guevara fight for Bam Rodriguez is actually a very interesting fight. He's obviously mandatory. Now, in terms of that card, you've got those guys on there. Khalil Coe, obviously one of your big light heavyweight prospects. Like, you have Ray Ford coming back after a very controversial loss. I always maintain that he won that fight and was jobbed on the cards. But with that all being said, like, what's the excitement like in Philly and in America for that card taking place?
Yeah, look, it's a great, unbelievable card. We had a great night in Philly back in July, packed arena in the Wells Fargo Centre, and this will be the same this time round. Jaron Ennis, a special fighter, and Jesse Bam Rodriguez, another special fighter, 2 pound-for-pound fighters who are going to, I think, be ruling the sport for a long time. Look, was it the fight we wanted for Boots? No. But he got ordered by the IBF to keep his belt, so we did that and we delivered the fight for him. He's got to go in there and deliver an even better performance than he did the first time round. Jesse, tough fight against Rivalry. He's WBC mandatory, a real fight for him. He wants real fights. That's all he's in the sport for. Ray Ford's back out in a great fight as well, coming off the back of that Nick Ball fight, his comeback fight, and he's still got so much left to deliver in the sport. You got Ernesto Tito Mercado, his first fight with us, a special talent as well. Khalil Coe, who's been knocking people out for fun, he's back. Amo Williams is back in the ring off the back of that Hamza Shiraz fight. So it's a card stacked with talent from top to bottom. I'm excited for it.
Now, Bam comes through the Guevara fight. Unifications are always, I guess, a plus in the division, but I've heard rumours that Chocolatito is interested in actually taking on Bam. Now, I know that, Mr. Honda usually doesn't like to match people from the same stables. Is that a fight that you guys have potentially spoken about, or is everything literally just centred around the 9th at the moment?
No, look, it's centred around the 9th. Chocolatito is a great fight we'd love to see. I don't think it will happen for the reason you mentioned there, but look, if it can, that's a brilliant fight and we'd love to see it.
Going back to the heavyweight division slightly, Anthony Joshua, Daniel Dubois, there was muted to be a rematch possibly around February time. It looks as if that may not be happening. Apparently Anthony has some sort of injury, so obviously wish him speedy recovery. But in terms of, I guess, what he does next, or what I guess is the next process, what do you kind of envision moving forward?
No, look, I think, about now for AJ is making the best decisions for being 100% ready. It's the most important part of his career now. So whatever decision he makes now has got to be the right one. He wouldn't be ready for that February time. I think he'll be ready more for sort of May, June time to be able to get in there and be 100% fully fit. You've obviously got the Usyk Fury fight December 21st. And look, the natural other fight is Tyson Fury. That's a fight that's been spoken about. Regardless of results, that's a massive fight. Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury. So I think let's see how the next month or two progresses.
I was actually, thank you for segueing me onto that. I was thinking, so with regards to Fury and Usyk, if Fury loses the fight, does that make the fight easier with Anthony Joshua, or does he have to win it to make it easier? Because I would assume if he wins the fight, it might be more difficult because Joshua's coming off knockout victory. Fury might feel, I don't want to give you opportunity, I'm the A side. How does that all play out?
It's about what's commercially the biggest fight out there, and that's the biggest fight out there for Tyson Fury is Anthony Joshua. So, look, so much can happen in this sport. You can't look too far forward. You have to just let everything play out. We've tried in the past to do that. We had that with Deontay Wilder, and he got beat by Joseph Parker. So, let's just let everything play out, and then we go from there.
Speaking of obviously Usyk and Fury, that's right way around. Usyk Fury 2. Without your, sort of maybe the biased British hat or anything, how do you see that fight playing out? Who do you think is favourite, and just what do you kind of envision taking place?
I think Usyk's got to be favourite coming off the back of the first fight, but I believe they can both beat each other. And that maybe is sitting on the fence, but I think the reality is you got two great fighters coming together. They can beat each other. Fury was ahead in that fight after 6 or 7 rounds, and Usyk found a way and he got the win, as he does. But I believe we're in for a great fight, and anything can happen.
And we are back in Birmingham in about 3 weeks for Sonny Edwards and Gala fight. Now, I won't ask you too much about that because I do hope to speak to you again before then. But how excited are you guys looking forward to that event? It's another big British event for Matchroom, which obviously has been a criticism. There hasn't been enough of them in the UK for a lot of people. So how does it feel to have like another big one in the Midlands that the people can come out and get behind?
Yeah, 100%. Look, it's our focus is to make the biggest fights. We want to keep doing that. Sonny and Gala is a tremendous fight. Two great fighters coming together, and putting risking it in there. It's a real fight between those two. So we're buzzing for it. Great undercard as well. Stacked undercard. It's going to be packed out in here come November 30. So looking forward to it.
Last one from me. Back to this event. The reason why you are here, Liam Davis, Shabazz Masood. I know that you're predicting Shabazz to win. How does he get it done tonight?
Shabazz win. I'm not going to say anything else because before the fight, don't miss it. Shabazz goes in there, does the job.
Frank, thank you very much. I look forward to speaking to you soon.
Cheers, pal. Good to see you.
So special thanks there to Frank Smith for the opportunity to catch up again. I know that he's I don't think he was actually at the venue looking to do much media, but he did pretty much all the interviews that I saw. And that was good of him to do. Obviously supporting Shabazz Masood, as you guys will no doubt have seen. Obviously he told me Shabazz wins. He didn't want to tell me how because it was before the fight, but that's what he predicted. And Shabazz did. We will speak about everything involving that fight on the weekend wrap later on today when I get back to London. But until then, thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you next time. Peace.